Law of attraction and money, how to feel abundant now. There can sometimes be a bit of misunderstanding about law of attraction. Many believe it is all about thinking something and then having that thing happen. There is some truth to that, but it is a bit more complex than that. Just thinking about something does not necessarily mean that exact thing will happen, either instantly or at some point in the future. This is kind of good when you think about it. I don't know about you, but I have some pretty weird thoughts run through my mind sometimes. Our thoughts are actually manifestations of our energy in a given moment. What we think certainly plays a role, but the real core of attraction is what we feel and believe. Whatever we experience is a match to our predominant beliefs and feelings. We will experience things that feel like whatever we are feeling now, that reflect whatever beliefs we are harboring now. So, this means that in order to get the stuff we want, we have to be a match for it feeling-wise. We have to feel now, at least most of the time, how we would feel if we had what we wanted. Many take this to mean pretending, and while it may feel like that sometimes, that is actually not what you are doing. You are actually focusing your energy in a way that makes you feel good. You are adopting a perspective that genuinely makes you feel better now. You are turning your attention towards the good things in your life, and shoring up that positive energy. This whole, acting as if thing can be tough sometimes. We can't help but notice the absence of the things we want. There is a part of us that thinks constantly focusing on what is missing and worrying that it isn't here and how to get it, is the key to bringing it into our lives. But, oh how wrong we are. We are unhappy with things as they are now, and we feel quite justified in feeling like crap. We get a kick out of arguing for our anxiety, fears, anger and other yuck. We hold on to our stories for dear life. Becoming a match now to what we want can be particularly challenging when it comes to attracting abundance, which many people link to money and nothing else, but actually represents so much more. You may think it is just money you want, but it is so much more than that. You want your cup of awesomeness to be overflowing in every aspect of your life. It can be hard to realize this though, because when we come from a space where we may not be killing it financially, it is very easy to pinpoint lack of money as the cause of all our discontent. If we just had more money, everything will fall into place. And because we feel this lack of money so strongly in our everyday experience, getting into the feelings that make us a match for more cash, and really shifting the beliefs that keep it from us, can feel like a tall order. Because this issue can be so emotionally charged, people get really anxious to get things moving in a better direction, and can get a bit impatient. The most powerful tips for helping shift our mindset often elicit eye rolls and exasperated sighs. All that, feeling good, bullshit won't pay the Visa bill, you might say. We are so used to having certain things that we feel entitled to them, and giving true thanks seems corny. Yeah, I have food on the table and roof over my head, big deal. We become indignant when it is suggested we shift our perspective, and we hold on to our money stories for dear life, pointing out all the things that are wrong right now, and how we are totally justified in feeling the way we do. Listen, I get it. I have been there. I know you want some magic tool that will just make all your problems disappear. That is why we jump from program to program, book to book, in some desperate search for information, all the while lamenting that nothing works. It would be awesome if there was some guaranteed action you could take that would fix everything. Imagine you could just kill all your limiting beliefs by simply clapping your hands 5 times while hopping on your right foot. But nothing can magically change your predominant belief systems and feelings. All tools are a means to an end, and can help you get into a better feeling space, but the only thing that will truly create the shifts is you making a decision that this will be so, and that you are willing to start doing things differently, energetically speaking. You have to be willing to operate differently than you have been if you want things to be different, no two ways about it. You might not be able to shift your entire belief system and predominant feelings overnight, that's fine. But, this doesn't mean that you can't start seeing changes relatively quickly. You would be amazed at what you can start letting in when you really make that conscious effort to realign your energy towards what you want, instead of remaining stuck in the muck of what you don't. You can start feeling abundant now. You can start feeling now like you would if your financial situation looked more like you want it to. Here are a few ways to do that. Pay attention to all the manifestations that show you are lining up with more abundance. Like I have said before, aligning with the specific things we want can sometimes be a process. A full-fledged manifestation might not fall right into our laps as soon as we decide we want something. There may be some focusing and shifting of beliefs that needs to happen. As our energy starts to gel more with what we want, we will start seeing some proof of this in our outside experience. And instead of seeing these experiences in this manner, we tend to crap all over them because they are not good enough, or are not exactly what we want. And then we kind of throw ourselves out of alignment all over again. We still may experience some manifestations, but we slow things down. So, don't dismiss the $10 you find on the street because it won't do crap to help you pay off your credit card debt. Don't dismiss the loan you got from your parents because you think it doesn't count as a real manifestation. Don't forget to acknowledge how awesome it is when you manifest something for free that you would typically acquire with money, like lunch paid for by a friend. In a few days I am going to Bali for 4 months, and in exchange for taking care of some pets, Ryan and I get to live in a beautiful house absolutely free, a house that would probably command a pretty decent fee as a vacation rental. It is fine if you set your sights on a particular manifestation, like getting more sales or clients, or getting together enough money to make a particular purchase. But, don't forget to pay attention to all the stuff that you are attracting that shows your money vibe is raising higher and higher. Don't crap all over all this stuff, all the while lamenting what you want isn't here yet. What you want is so much more than whatever you have in mind now, whether it is paying down debt, saving up enough money to buy a house, travel, or build your business. When you see these manifestations for what they are, and really let yourself feel the awesomeness of them, you will start attracting oodles of other things that match these warm fuzzies of abundance. Don't dismiss just enough. In my experience, a lot of people get into this whole manifesting money game because they are tired of having just enough. Their expenses are paid, no major financial pressures, no real sacrificing, but they just want more. Perhaps they want to pad their savings, or be able to indulge more in travel or other fun stuff. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. Feeling like we have the funds to do as we please is a pretty great feeling. But, when you really think about it, we actually just want enough to do all the things we want to do, enough to have our bills taken care of, enough so we have a nice cushion. The idea of more than enough is kind of a fear-based thought. We want more than enough in case something really bad happens. Again, nothing wrong with wanting more money, but don't be so quick to dismiss a situation where you currently have enough to meet your financial needs. It is pretty great if you can make your mortgage payment, buy food and get your bills paid on time. Even though it kind of stinks to have to dip into savings to pay for an unexpected car repair, the fact the money is there to cover it is something to feel good about. A shift in perspective can do wonders for making you feel more abundant now. Instead of lamenting you have just enough, bask in the awesome feeling of having enough to take care of all your needs now. Know that whatever you may want down the line, you will have enough to get all of those things, whether it is the trip, the house, or whatever else. You have enough now and you will have enough in the future. Stop judging the amount of money you make, and comparing it to other people. When we are vibrating a feeling of what we have now not being enough, no matter how much more money you attract, you will never feel like it is enough. When you lament about having just enough, it is likely you will attract more expenses right along with any additional money that makes its way into your orbit. Don't worry that feeling good about the amount of money you have now cutting off the flow of more. That is not how it works. A vibe of abundance now will just bring you more of it, whether in the form of money directly, people giving you things, and countless other ways. The universe isn't going to check in on you feeling good now, and conclude you no longer want the cash. Feeling more abundant and happier overall, even if you don't have all the money you thought you needed to feel that way, won't keep it from you. The universe won't bring you all sorts of great things, but then keep the money from you, if more money is part and parcel of your vision of living abundantly and happily. Simply dropping that just can do wonders for your mindset and getting into those feelings conducive to bringing you more money and other good stuff. Develop true appreciation for what you have now. Feeling appreciation for all the good things we have now is one of the best ways to line up with more money and other forms of abundance. Feeling happy with what we have now creates an energy that just opens up the door for more awesomeness. Again, don't be afraid developing a positive perspective on your life as it is now will cancel your order with the universe. But, when I say feeling appreciation, I mean true appreciation. I don't mean giving lip service to gratitude, but then not actually feeling jack squat when you are rattling off your list of things for which you are claiming to be happy you have. And just like you want to steer clear from just enough, be careful not to frame your appreciation by saying things like, at least I have insert thing most of us take for total granted here. Like just, this type of phrasing minimizes what you have now. So, it's not, at least I have a nice home, at least my bills are all paid, at least I have money to make my car payment. It is, I have a nice home, my bills are paid, my car is paid. And when I talk about appreciation for raising your money vibe, I am not just talking about things related to your finances. I am talking about everything in your life that is good, like your supportive spouse, your health, your friends, living in a nice area, and anything else in your life that contributes to your well-being. But there is always one thing I like to remind people of when they begin expressing true appreciation for all they have now: be on the lookout for guilt creeping in. There can sometimes be the tendency to feel like wanting more is selfish, or that you should just be happy with having the basics covered. Look at all the starving children in Africa, I should just be content with how things are now, I have it so good, etc. You might feel like you're asking too much, or issues of deserving creep in. Who am I to want so much more than this? You are allowed to want whatever you want. You are entitled to max happiness. You are here to thrive, not just survive. Don't play small or shrink back, go for the gusto. But, even though it is totally cool to have you eye towards more, don't crap all over everything you have now that is already pretty great. In closing, it is really easy to focus on all that is wrong with our lives, especially when it comes to our money issues. Our negative feelings are strong, and have a lot of pull behind them. We can get sucked in deep the second we start feeling them. But, you have to realize you have a choice regarding where you put your focus. You get to decide how you feel about your life. You get to decide whether you will keep telling yourself the same story or be willing to craft a new one. Listen, you may not fully trust in lower in every fiber of your being. I don't know if there is anyone who has truly made that total shift from just getting it in theory. And for this reason, it will be a challenge sometimes to shift your focus. You will get caught up in the crap. You may not always feel great. This is all normal and expected. You don't have to achieve some perfect vibration to start letting more money and other forms of abundance into your life. But, you will have to make a concerted effort at managing your energy as best you can. Even just a few minutes at a time of feeling trust, faith, and that everything will be okay, can get things moving in the right direction quite rapidly. We are always after a feeling, and we can step into feelings anytime we want. What feelings do you think having more money will give you? How can you feel them now? Your mind is going to fight you on feeling better now, even though you still don't have what you want. It will come up with plenty of compelling reasons why you should feel like crap. It will remind you to look at your immediate reality, and convince you that all you should be doing now is worrying, obsessing, and finding ways to fix the problem. Sometimes you are going to give in, but you must be willing to at least try to let go of the story you keep telling yourself, of the justifications for feeling badly. If you are not willing to do that, this work is going to be frustrating as hell. Progress will be slow and painful. Attracting money is no different from attracting anything else, but it can feel very different because of all the hang-ups we have around it. But, they can be worked through. Changing our beliefs and feelings around a particular area of life is an option always available to us.